Welcome to our EEMe Project Countdown video.
Yes, it's Project Countdown. This is project number 6.
Yep, and we'll be taking apart this previous
one.
one.
Yes, we do have to take apart the previous project,
Yep.
which is always the first part of our ritual every time.
Yep.
Interestingly, there's a button included with the new one also.
So we have 2 buttons.
And now we have 2 buttons. I'm going to pull off these transistors.
There's so many resistors today.
Yes. The new project has so many. So we're going to put all the parts
in a bag.
A lot of these are the same parts in the new project, interestingly enough. So I see. So we'll put all these in there. It'll be a little hard with all the wiry bits, and the switch will be the hardest part because it's huge, or the button rather. Switch implies something that stays in a state after you change it. There we go. All right, so now we have just our breadboard. It's ready to go. The battery case is off. Here's our new parts that we have spread out here. We have 3 LEDs actually. Oh, I think I see what's going to happen. We got 3 transistors.
Oh.
We got 1,000 microfarad capacitor, several resistors, 6 total. A bunch of nice wires.
Oh, this button feels different.
Does it feel different?
Yeah. Kind of.
Feels a little clickier, maybe.
Yes.
I think that's just down to manufacturing variances. Anyway, we are ready to start our video here.
Most of the projects we've been building result in some single event, be it a light that turns on or a buzzer that beeps. And this occurs when we do something, be it turn on a switch, wave a magnet, or cover the photoresistor. With Project Countdown, we will create a circuit that results in a chain of events, specifically a sequence of lights that turns on one at a time. It should be no surprise that the
they glow on.
Counting down 3, 2, 1 is wildly important in our everyday lives, such as traffic lights, races, alarms. So let's build one together and learn how it works.
Okay.
All right, we begin.
Most of the projects we've been building result in some single event.
Doop. Here are all the parts.
As with all past projects, we want to first clear the breadboard of parts from the last project and make sure the battery pack is turned off. And like past projects, which uses LED lights, we want to try not to stare at the LEDs directly.
They always say this.
We want to look at the LEDs at an angle. Let's make sure we have everything we need for Project Countdown. First, we'll have 1 push button.
Yep.
3 LEDs.
Yep.
1 capacitor.
Yep.
5 pieces of wire that are
That's
2 inches
7
long,
actually.
2 inches long.
8 if you count that one.
Will generally be yellow, but could be of any color.
Rainbow color.
3 pieces of wire, about half an inch long. Again, they
so
might
8 total.
Yes,
that's what we got here.
3 PNP transistors.
Yep.
Which will be labeled 3906 on the flat
so
side.
So tiny.
3 resistors.
Yep.
They should be colored brown, black, brown, gold.
Yep, got those 3.
Another resistor, and it will be colored red, black, orange, gold.
Yep.
2 resistors, and it will be colored brown, green, red, and gold.
Right. So these 3 are alike. This is by itself.
You will also have an enclosure.
And those 2 are alike. Yeah.
If you are missing anything, feel free to email us
at
dad@EEMe. No, we're good. We have it all.
Yep.
I wish you could just swipe to the next video from there.
Like a biphone.
We want to first
Bow, bow, bow.
Build the familiar fading light circuit.
The familiar fading light circuit.
If you remember what capacitors do, they hold electric charge like a bucket. If this is unfamiliar, you might want to review some of the online lessons we have about capacitors. Let's quickly build a circuit that shows how a capacitor stores electric charge.
This guy has incredibly long fingernails.
First, let's plug our capacitor with long prong.
Oh my
If you
God.
remember, the long prong generally plugs towards the
long
red
prong.
positive battery wire. Let's plug it into the top bus
Top
on
bus.
column 9.
Column 9.
And take the short prong and plug it into...
It keeps going big. Okay, column 9.
Long prong in column 9. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, and then the short one he's about to tell us.
A3. Top bus, column 9. Short prong is in A3.
So we're gonna need to stretch it
Gonna have
out.
to bend it a little bit, possibly.
Yep.
A3. There you go. Nice.
Good. It's like
Yeah, it leans. All right. Go on, Bubba.
Take a long 2-inch wire, make a gentle U-bend, plug it into E3
Don't need to bend.
on one end, and column 3 on the bottom bus at
Okay, so E3 to the bottom bus 3.
Here. E3.
Mm-hmm. Great.
All right.
Up, up.
other end. Take the resistor colored brown, green, red, and gold.
That's one of these. Brown, green, red, gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is brown, black, brown, gold. You know, these colors mean something,
Yeah.
and I forget what. It's not just, you know, random.
Brown.
They
green,
stand
red,
for
gold.
stuff. It tells you about the resistor. But I forget what it means. And they never said. They just kind of, they've not really touched on the colors before at all. I'm going to need to probably trim these as I usually do.
Yep.
Some scissors
These
here.
Oreos.
Oreos. All right, so we got one of these, and now what does he want us to do with it?
There should be 2 of them. We only need 1.
Yes, there
Make
were
some
2.
L bends into the prongs close to the bulge of the resistor. By the way, we'll explain what the color bands of the
Aha.
resistor mean.
Oh,
later.
good.
Good.
We're going to plug the resistor into the breadboard. One
Okay, so we got
Okay.
top bus 11, and then C13. So let me trim this thingy, Baba.
Yep.
Thingy, Bob.
And these little paper things on the end. And
Yeah, I think that's to hold the 2 of them together because
Yeah.
they're the same. But then why are the other ones that are the same not similarly held
Yeah.
is my question. So we need to make sure we put them in the right order also, I've noticed. Because in our first project, we put them in backwards and it didn't work. So it looks like the gold end goes in the row C.
Yep.
So here we're going to put it in 11, and then C13, which is this, looks like ruby. Well, that went right in there. Okay, there it is.
Yep.
in column 11 on the top bus, the other end into C13.
Yes.
Let's take our LED. Remember, there's a long prong and a short prong. Long prong generally connects towards the red positive battery wire, short prong towards the black negative battery wire. We're going to plug the long prong into D13, short prong into D14.
D13.
So it's right below that resistor. Yep. And make sure the long prong's on the left. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, that was easy.
Yep.
So long prong is in D13, short prong is in D14.
Yep.
Lastly, let's take another 2-inch wire,
I need one of
make a
these.
gentle U-bend.
I should have separated
On
all
one
these.
end, we're going to plug it into E14, and the other end, we're going to plug it into somewhere on the bottom bus. I chose column 14.
Okay. Let me just separate all these wires out, and then you can choose the color you want. That's what we have. The wire that we already put in is this purple.
Yep.
So we have a blue. So you want to put that one in?
Yep. Okay. So there goes 14 down here. On the
E.
bottom.
Okay, yeah, the bottom bus. And then right up to beneath that LED on D, I think,
Yep,
or
and then-
E rather,
Then
yeah.
another one.
Oh, no, we got this one already.
Oh.
So yeah, I think we're good for now.
Good.
The bottom bus.
All right. That's the end of that
Video.
video. Can we? No.
To remember what capacitors do. They hold
I
electric
remember what
charge like a
capacitors
bucket.
do.
If this is
Keep
something
going. Thank you. Okay, I see the LED lighting up.
Yep. Load it there.
This should be familiar. When we turn on the battery pack, the LED lights up.
Oh, it's white.
The battery is charging
Whoa.
the capacitor. When we turn off the battery pack,
Weird.
the LED continues to stay lit for a while. That's
It
because
does.
it is getting stored electric charge from the
The
capacitor
capacitor's doing
through
it.
this closed circuit from the long prong or the positive
Cool.
prong of the capacitor, through the resistor, through the LED, through this wire, back through this wire towards the short prong or the negative
Is it
prong
on
of the
right
capacitor.
now?
Yes.
Funny how it was kind of like not really that bright.
And off and on.
Something's not
On.
working quite right.
There, it's delayed.
Oh, this wire is loose, I think. I know, it's still...
Something's weird here.
Just leave it on for a minute. Weird is right.
Defective parts or something. It's white too.
Maybe the battery in our battery box is old and ready to die.
Well, we've had that since the first project, which was like 6 months now.
It maybe needs new ones.
In which case we'll have to.
Yeah, you know what? Let's have a pause here.
Okay,
Do me a favor and pause the iPhone.
So we're gonna pause the video. We're gonna change the batteries in the battery. Okay, here we are back.
All right, we're back to resume. We've sorted out the issue. Unfortunately, we don't know what it was. I changed the batteries, I wiggled parts, and suddenly it started to work.
Yep.
And
was
it's
weird.
still working, so we're going to continue.
Okay.
This should be familiar. When we turn on the battery pack, the LED lights up. Also, the battery is charging the capacitor. When we turn off the battery pack, the LED continues to stay lit for a while. That's because it is getting stored electric charge from the capacitor through this closed circuit from the long prong or the positive prong of the capacitor, through the resistor, through the LED, through this wire, back through this wire towards the short prong or the negative prong of the capacitor.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
Next. Project countdown continues.
Let's clear off the breadboard again.
What?
We're going to
Well,
create
gee.
another fading light circuit with the capacitor.
I clicked the space bar and it just zoomed out.
Because I clicked on full screen, so that was the control that had the focus, which is really stupid. But
Alright, so we're gonna have to clear it again. That was also a
that was
review
dumb.
concept, I
I
think.
guess it was, yeah. What a bunch of silliness.
Okay, this is out now.
All right, there
Out
we
now.
go.
Alright, here we go.
Let's take our capacitor.
Ah.
Like last time, let's plug the long prong of the capacitor into positive.
Could have said just don't clear that off. All right, so it's top bus 9, and then on the long prong. Got that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Bus and a short prong into A3 with the same resistor colored brown, green, red, gold. We're going to plug it into the breadboard, one end into H3 and the other end into column 3 on
The bottom bus. So we're going to take the brown end and put that in the bottom bus on row or column 3. And then H3 is where the gold end goes.
This be really big.
Yeah, you gotta bend it up pretty good.
Needs to be bending more.
Oh wait, yeah, here.
The resistor's all weird.
Should be trimmed
Yeah.
even where it's such a short distance.
These are such
There we
long
got it.
resistors.
Oh my god, it just bends the thing now because it's all weakened. Tongue. Oh, you snurbit. What a silly gib. I mean it, Ted. Boy, oh boy. Well, I'm gonna assume that that's okay. Oh my God, it's such a wreck. Okay, continuing.
The bottom bus. With the LED, get the prongs to splay out a little bit here.
Oh.
Let's plug the long prong into E3, short prong into F3.
Long and E3. Short and F3 going to be below it. Across the bridge, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
I know the colors are a little bit hard to see in the video. Let's find the resistor colored brown, black, brown, gold.
Here we go.
And let's plug that resistor into the breadboard.
All right, I got to trim this for sure.
Yeah.
Because wow.
Super long.
Because wow.
Super long, for long, dude. Super long. Yes, it needs to be trimmed.
So this guy is going to go into the top bus, column 11. Boy, I really trimmed it. Hopefully it's not too trimmed. Har. So which end's going? Boy. Okay, the one with the black end is going in 11 up here. And then the other one goes into...
C.
Wait, 11, 12, 13. C13. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't trim it too much. That's just right. In fact, perfect.
Wow.
All right, nice.
One end in column 11 on the top bus.
I want to trim this
the
one
other
even
end
more now.
into C13.
You know what? I am going to trim this other one a little bit.
His nails are
What a
so
disaster.
long.
I know. I have never seen nails that long on a guy, and I usually leave my nails pretty long.
Yeah, your toenails get long.
I just trimmed my fingernails today.
And I can tell.
Which, oh boy, see, I don't know that even trimming this is going to be that useful because now we've bent the leads enough that they've kind of softened up. But let me take a bit more off of here because I think it'll help some. Zanzibar land.
Yeah. Zanzibar.
That was a Metal Gear reference, I think. All right. Don't know where the other piece went, but it's fine. Wow, it's soft now. Well, these wires are so thin, you know. Oh my God!
I wish the
jeez.
what's it called? The resistor wires were like those.
Oh, that'd be nice. Okay, so I can't see it because this dope's in the way. There we go.
This Dolby is in the way.
Dolby. Yeah, gold on top. That's right. So it was H3 to bottom bus 3. I remember now. Holy goofaroni. I'm not kidding. Why are you acting like a fib? I'm going to pull this negative off so I can get access to H3 with my utter lack of fingernails at this moment. All right, no. Oh my God, it just wants to sit there. You're being stupid. There, jeez.
Sisters are so bad.
They're my least favorite part. I gotta be honest. There we go. That's perfection. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, now we put this.
Perfection at its best.
All right, resuming. What do we got?
We also want to plug in our push button.
Time for button.
Oh.
Like with past projects, we want to thread the wire.
No, they already did that for us. So we don't have to worry about that.
Solders and stuff.
And then bend the wire.
Yeah, they
back
soldered
towards
it.
itself tightly.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. Just plug it in. Tell us where to plug it. We know how to do it.
By threading the wire inside out,
Yes, we know.
accidentally touching
We know.
one end
Okay.
into C3,
Uh-huh.
the other end into
It's going to be E13. So same row as this, or column as that resistor. So that's one. And then the other one is going to go into C3. So 2 down from the cap prong. Yep. There.
Good.
So it looks good.
Push butonical.
E13. As mentioned before, we're going to explain later what's going on. When you turn on the battery pack, notice what happens.
Lights on.
Yep.
The LED starts off lit,
But then it fades.
Let's push the push button.
Gets brighter.
When we release the push button, the cycle starts all over
That
again.
looks cool.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Cuts it there.
He's about to tell us in the next lesson, I'm guessing.
Turn signal guy.
I like this. This is good.
Summarization.
They're gonna, yep, you gotta write a summary after
Yeah.
this one, so here we go.
We all know that the capacitor stores electric charge. It's like a bucket. Another interesting property of the capacitor is its ability to allow electric current to flow through while it is charging. Visualize a magical bucket. As long as the bucket is not full, it leaks water. The fuller it gets, the less water it leaks.
Really?
When it is totally full, water doesn't leak out at all.
Huh.
When we turn on the battery pack or push the push button to reset the cycle, the capacitor starts to charge.
Leak out energy.
It also lets electric current flow through the capacitor while it's charging.
Oh,
hence lighting
I
up
see.
the LED. As the capacitor becomes more and more charged, it ceases to let electric current through, hence dimming the LED and finally turning it off entirely, since the capacitor has become entirely fully charged. In electric geek talk, the capacitor's resistance increases as it charges. In effect, it becomes a stronger and stronger resistor. And we know what happens when we put a super strong resistor in an LED circuit. It reduces electric current so much the LED won't even light up anymore. And this is effectively what happens when the capacitor is fully charged.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, now you'll have to summarize
We all
that
know
one.
the capacitor stores electric.
So that explains why it does that.
Yep.
When it first turns on, it's bright, and then it dims because the capacitor's filling up.
Yep.
And then when you push the button, it must discharge the capacitor again, and then it immediately starts recharging.
It leaks the current.
Yeah, it leaks a lot, and then a little bit less and less and less until it just sort of becomes this wimpy light.
It sure leaks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are with our project countdown again.
We're resuming.
Yep. Okay.
Keep going. And now, how the push button resets the cycle.
Apparently there's no summary for this one, because it would have told
When we
us.
push the push button, the connection between these two wires become closed, effectively becoming a single wire. The result is a closed circuit from the
This
long
again.
prong of the capacitor through
Oh, I
the
thought you turned it
resistor, through the wire, through the push button, through this wire, back towards the short prong of the capacitor. When the push button is pressed, it closes this circuit, and the closed circuit discharges the capacitor. Once we release the push button, the empty capacitor will start to charge again, allowing current to flow through the LED until it is fully charged. We can repeat the cycle over and over again by discharging, then starting to charge the capacitor.
So you can hold it down and it'll stay
then
bright.
charging the capacitor again.
I see. Okay.
Cool.
Next, add the PNP to brighten the LED. Oh yeah, I was going to say, it's not very bright.
Yeah.
Project Countdown doesn't have LEDs that dim as we count down. They have LEDs that brighten up. So how do we work towards that functionality? One way is to add a PNP transistor into our circuit. Let's modify our circuit so we have LED that brightens over time. And we'll explain how it works after. Let's start by making sure our battery pack is off first.
Yep.
Let's move the LED and replug it in such that the long prong is in A15 and short prong is in
A16. Long and 15, short and 16. You got it backwards. There you go.
There.
All right.
16, A15, and A16. Let's take one of our PNP transistors, gently splay out the prongs a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, leave the middle one kind of where it is and just pull the outer two away from each other a little bit. That's probably good enough.
Yep. Tentacles.
With its flat side towards the bottom of the breadboard,
Flat side facing you.
we're going to plug the
Oh
left,
my.
middle, and right prongs
Oh.
into B13, B14, and B15 respectively.
B13, 14, 15. B.
That's right up here.
Yes, wow.
Oh. Maybe we should remove and put it right. Yeah, a little bit too much.
Yeah. Let's see. Goodness. There we go.
There.
Oh, bib. All right.
Get a long 2-inch wire, bend it a little bit more aggressively than usual. Plug one end into E3 and the other end into F3.
E3 to F3, like right next door.
Again. It automatically bends.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
Get another 2-inch wire with a gentle U-bend. Plug one end into E16 and the other end, pick any hole on the bottom bus.
Okay.
E16.
It's going to be the same column as that LED's right prong. Yep. That's E right there, yeah. Okay, and then anywhere on the bottom bus over on the right, probably out of the way. Yeah, that'll work. I think that's the same way you picked.
Suppose
Well, not
column
quite, but
21 on the bottom bus.
okay.
Get the last 2-inch wire with a gentle bend. Plug one end into G3 and the other end into E14.
G3. E14.
What gravy.
That's
the middle prong of the PNP. I think it's going to be right next to this guy. E is the last row in the top half. Going to be just to the right of the blue one, I think.
there.
Yep, that looks...
It's getting really cramped
Wait
in
a
there.
minute. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Some other part placement wrong.
That resistor is not in the right hole.
Yeah.
This top one, you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
It's gonna be hard.
Oh, yeah. To get that out of there. Hang on. I need a tool for that. Not that tool. This isn't too big. Absurd as that is to say. Somehow we got this into not quite the right hole on that end. The other end it's right. Of course, now that all these parts are in there, it's really hard to move. Oh man. There we go. And there. All right, I think we have it now. Okay. Continue.
The capacitor stays the same.
Wait a minute, one more thing.
To E14.
Yeah, we got that.
Why are there...
What?
Why is there one hole between his and two on ours? Oh, because these wires are both one, because we moved the resistor, so I gotta move these two. Okay.
All right.
Seem to be good. 11, 12, 13, 14, yes, okay. Bowsers.
The capacitor stays the same. Long prong is in the ninth column of the top bus. Short prong is in A3. One wire from the push button is in C3. The other end is in E13. The brown, green, red resistor also stays in the same spot. One end in H3, the other end in column 3 of the bottom bus. And the black, brown, black resistor also stays in the same spot. One end on column 11 of the top bus, the other end in C13.
Yes, it's right now. Okay.
Now let's turn on the battery pack.
On.
As we push the push button to reset the cycle, notice the LED brightens up as the capacitor is charging. The opposite of what was happening before.
3, 2, 1.
That looks pretty good, and it's brighter too.
Yep.
Wow.
You can use that to count down for a truck then.
Yeah. All right, good.
Very good. Summarize.
It's summarizing time. I think he's going to talk about how this works.
So why does the LED start on lit and then brighten up? Well, remember what transistors do, right? They have 3 prongs. With the flat side facing down toward us, and going left to right, there is the emitter prong, the middle base prong, and the collector prong on the right. Transistors are switches that turn on and off, much like your wall switch, depending if you provide electric charge to the middle base prong or not. Here we have a diagram. Imagine the flat side of the PNP transistor facing down or toward us. A PNP transistor is on, or its switch is closed, when there is 0 electric charge being applied to the middle base prong. The PNP transistor is off, or the switch is open, when there is an electric charge applied to the middle base prong. Well, when the circuit is initially turned on, or when we push the push button, the capacitor is totally empty, and it's starting to get charged. And if you remember, when the capacitor is empty, it leaks water. So electric current is allowed to flow through, and along with it is electric charge. Well, the electric charge is connected to the middle base pin of the transistor through this wire here. So there's electric charge initially. The capacitor bucket is empty. It's charging. Electric charge leaks through. So there's electric charge applied to the base pin. And if you remember, a PNP is off when there's electric charge applied to the base pin. Hence, while this bucket is leaking, the PNP transistor is off. So here's another way to visualize what I'm saying. As the capacitor starts to charge, because it's not entirely full, it leaks electric charge. The electric charge keeps the PNP transistor off. And as the bucket fills, as the capacitor bucket fills, basically it leaks less and less electric charge to the point where no charge is leaked at all, hence turning on the PNP transistor entirely, hence lighting up the LED. So why does the LED start on lit and then brighten up?
Wow, check that out. Yeah, it goes the opposite way. That's so cool.
Okay, here we are with the EEMe Project countdown.
Just summarize that last lesson, and now we're going on. We're 52% through.
What?
Change the timing of when the LED lights up is the next part.
If we count out loud, it's about half a second before the LED starts to light up. How do we get the LED light up later? Let's modify our current circuit to do another experiment and then explain. Let's first turn off the battery pack. Take our resistor colored red, black, orange, gold.
Oh, that one.
Make some L bends to the resistor. Let's replace our brown, green, red, gold resistor with this resistor.
Aha.
Okay.
Go ahead and pause it when he puts it back in, because I need to see the orientation.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
there we go. Perfect. Pause
the
that.
red, black arm.
Okay. So I'm going to shorten this way up again like I did that other one.
I think he's using a 4K camera.
I don't know. What does it say in the gear down here? 720 actually is what we're getting, believe it or not.
Doesn't look like it at all.
It looks better than
I think
720.
it's 1080.
Anyway, so we got this here resistor, and we need the red to be on the top. One of these wires is whack, and it's like one of these, I think. It's like that blue one. Anyway, so we need to take this resistor out from down here. I'm going to move the negative momentarily. Good thing I kept this screwdriver here, because I'm just going to pry that out.
Yeah.
This was the annoying resistor, wasn't it? You turkey llama.
Whole thing is getting out of there.
What? It's like stuck in there. What? There. Boy, are you annoying. You resistor mania. All right, so this one, the red is going on top. Which will, all right, going into H3, and then the gold end is going into bottom bus 3. There. That's much better. And we'll put the negative bus wire back in on the end here. Bib. All right, so we have it. Now this is supposed to make the timing change.
Resistor replacing the previous resistor. One end is on H3. The other end is on column 3 of the lower bus. Now let's turn on the battery pack and push the push button to reset the cycle.
What?
And count out loud.
Something's not right.
Again.
But maybe that prong's not in all the way.
Oh, there it went.
It wasn't
See
in
that?
all the way.
Maybe not.
Okay, all right.
So the cycle is slow. You see that? Look at that.
1, 3, 2, 1. There it goes.
Takes about almost 4 seconds to light it back up. Wow.
1.
That's good for our
2,
truck thing.
3, 4. Takes about 4 seconds before the LED starts to light up.
Yeah, it does actually. Because there's a big delay at the very beginning.
Yep.
If we count out loud, it's
That
about
is
half a second
interesting.
before the
Yeah,
LEDs.
it is.
So it's all about the resistor size. I bet he's going to explain what these colors mean.
Yeah. No, it says how
How the resistor affects. I think he might include the colors in here.
So as you may have guessed, the resistor we swapped made the difference in when the LED starts to light up.
color.
In order to understand what's going on, let's work out some logic here first. So we know that when the capacitor bucket is starting to fill, it leaks water or allows electric current to pass through while it's filling up. Once it is filled, the current ceases to pass, and specifically at this point, no more electric charge is leaked out since our bucket is full. We know that when there's electric charge that leaks out of the bucket, this causes the PNP transistor to stay off, hence keeping the LED off. And once the bucket is totally full, when there is no more electric current or electric charge that's being leaked, it turns on the PNP transistor, hence brightening the LED. So, if we think about it, if we can increase the time it takes for the capacitor to fully charge, we effectively increase the time that we allow electric current to leak through, keeping the PNP transistor off. We can change how long it takes for this capacitor to charge by reducing the current flow.
Oh.
And we can do that with the resistor.
Stronger resistor.
Specifically, this resistor right here. Why this resistor? Well, it is part of the closed loop, the closed circuit from the positive battery wire through the long prong of the capacitor, through the short prong, through all these wires, through this resistor, back to the negative black battery wire. And we know how to reduce current, right? by using a stronger resistor. So you may have already guessed, this red, black, orange, gold resistor is stronger than the previous brown, green, red, gold resistor that we replaced. But how much stronger? So as you may have guessed, the resistor...
All right. So that was a pretty simple concept, really.
Yep.
How we do it. Go ahead and pause that. Go.
Okay, here we are with the EEMe Project countdown.
Yes, we are now currently about to learn about what these colors mean on resistors, which I was really interested in.
Yep.
Weight is measured in kilograms. Distance is measured in meters. Well, resistance of resistors, or anything else in the real world for that matter, is measured in units called ohms, and it is abbreviated by the Greek letter omega. So how many ohms do these resistors have? Let's take a look at these resistors. Yep, the color bands are the only thing that separates them apart. Otherwise, they look pretty much the same.
They do.
And the color bands are what you use to decode and determine exactly how strong each resistor is, how many ohms it's rated for. We have an awesome interactive lesson online about how to measure resistance and read the bands of a resistor. We highly recommend you work through those lessons to learn about how to decode the bands, and we'll leave it as an independent exercise for you to decode the resistance of the various resistors you are using in this project.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. What?
Come on, Bubba. Let's have a quick detour over there. I want to see what it looks like. We can come back to it later, if you like. I just want to see. Well, I thought it would do it. Oh. Holy wig.
Resistance.
Give me some ohms. It's an interactive thing. Oh, interesting.
Doesn't work on IE6, IE7, IE8.
No one should be using those anyway. Okay, we'll come back to this because this is like a little game.
Yep.
But for now, let's continue.
Summary again.
Summary on this one. Multi-resistors effect on change.
Charge.
So
charge.
Visualize resistors as dams again. Here's what happens when we line up multiple dams or resistors together. Here we have 3 dams or 3 resistors. If we think of electric charge as the height of the water level, the greater the height, the more the electric charge, then each dam will reduce the height or amount of electric charge at each stage until we reach the final stage, the negative battery wire, where the water is at ground level and has 0 charge. We can make use of this property to make a series of LEDs light up one at a time.
That was quick.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to have a
So if we visualize
multi-stage
resistors as
resistor thing.
Yep. Good. Here we are with the build final circuit.
Yes, we're going to now build the final circuit, which is going to have the 3 LEDs that count down in sequence.
It's going to be big.
Let's go ahead and build the final circuit.
Okay.
Let's build from scratch. So clear off the breadboard, and let's make sure the battery pack is off.
Okay, off, and now we got to clear this whole thing again.
Again.
Believe it or not.
Yep, clear this whole thing too.
Okay, don't pull him up. You see the prong is bent now. Pull him straight up if you can. Oh Lord. Okay. LED out.
Button out.
And the transistor. These tiny resistors. That's the big resistor there. And we only got one of those. And okay, it is now clear. I'm going to go ahead and splay out these other transistors real quick.
It's now clear.
You can resume the video.
There are a lot of components to install. So take your time. Feel free to pause, rewind at any point in the video if you need further clarification or having trouble catching up. Find our 3 brown, black, brown, gold resistors. Make L bends close to the resistor bulge. Take your
3 what now? These guys? Brown, black, gold, brown. I think he said these.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we got 3 of these turkeys?
Yep.
Where's the third one. Oh. Yeah, all right. So I will just trim these other two. Bow. Huh? Where'd it go? Oh, it's stuck to the scissors. Funny. Where'd it go? It rolled away. Stuck again. What are you, magnetized? I think it is. Honestly, I touched it to my watch clasp. I think it magnetized it. Crazy. Yeah, because they would never stick before. It magnetized the scissors. It's hilarious. I think it magnetized this too, I bet. Let's see. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
I magnetized my screwdriver by touching it to my watch. Look at this.
Yeah.
See that?
Whoa.
That's crazy sauce. Whoa. Okay. Didn't want to drop those things in the keyboard and then we'd have another keyboard to replace. Okay. Here they are now. We are going to bend them, and where does he want them? Does he say right there on the video? Yeah, we can determine right from that picture where they go.
Now I think that's 720.
Good grief, which end goes where? Okay, one of these is the dark end. That's the brown end, so that's going to be the one that's on top in all these. Whether or not that matters, I'm not sure. If you want to try to put one in, you can. If you do the one on the right, which is going to be row 11, 13, 15.
In this orientation.
With the brown on the top instead of the gold one. Kind of the fat end. It's hard to do it. And it goes into C. Not D, yeah.
Oh, it's going to have to bend more.
A little bit more, yeah.
So hard to see. There
you go.
Good.
Okay. Here's one that's going to go into 9, it looks like. 9 on the top bus and then the C9 right beneath. Ooh, boy. And then finally, 3. Top bus 3 to C3.
Well, going to be a lot of dams.
A lot of dams, yes. Wait, did I do that?
No, it has to be.
What the? I put it in the wrong dib. The bottom one went into 4.
Have to use the boo diver again.
Yeah. Oh, Boise. Tiny.
And this is coming off.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are in. Now let's continue.
3 brown, black, brown, gold resistors.
Brown,
Plug them into the bread.
Brack.
Plug into column 3.
Okay, we did. Skip ahead.
Next, find our brown, green, red, gold resistors.
Right here.
There should be 2 of
The
them.
bent up. Oh, there's 2, yeah.
L bends close to the bulge of the resistor.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Plug the brown, green, red, gold resistors
into these areas.
There's more videos thing keeps coming.
More videos. Leave it alone, YouTube. Leave it. I'm going to trim this correctly. Okay, the magnetism is going away on the scissors. It's just falling down now. All right, good. Now, the gold end is on the right, on the topmost one, and on the left, on the bottommost one. And this bottommost one is the one that's all bent and awful, and I'm going to have a horrible time with it. So here is I. Thanks a lot, dummy. I'll drop it. Goes this way. What is that? That's I-10. What he's going to say? No, not more videos.
One of them into I-10 and I-14.
All right, I-10.
I-14.
Like, that's the interstate. Okay. And then 14 comes right before 15. There. All right, we got that. And now this other one that's all bent up.
That's not going to be good.
This is going to be a really
hard to do, man. Really hard to do, man. Mr. Mop.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The other one into J6 and J10.
Whew. J6. and J10. Oh, they're like in series. They shared a common column 10. That wasn't so bad, actually.
Not so bad. They're very colorful indeed.
Yeah.
Find the 1/2-inch short wires. There
All of
should
our
be
wires
3
are
of
the
them.
same.
You might have had to shape the wires, as I did here, on
We don't have to.
various ways with 3 different wires. But you plug them into the breadboard, one of them in E4
Let me
and
just look at the picture.
Okay, I'll just pause it and get rid of the
More
doofy
video. More video.
thing. So that's
good.
no, that's not right on that top one. It's one column to the right of where the resistor is. Yep.
That's weird.
Okay, now that one's on 10. That's 9. And that one's on 6 on the bottom. Yep, and then you put it in 5. That's 5 again. And then 1 to the right of that upper resistor. Yeah, that's 4, it looks like.
Yep.
Okay, there they all are.
and
Blah, blah.
And
you have the last resistor,
We do.
which is the red, black, orange, gold resistor.
Yes, the strong one.
Make L bends near the bulge. Plug the red, black, orange, gold resistor, one
Weird.
end into J14, the
Woo-hoo.
other end into column 17 of the bottom bus. Find our 3 PNP transistors.
Oh my sakes. I need a help.
what is wrong with these resistors today?
You are annoying. Okay. All these wires in the way is not helping me. Oh, now I lost it. Where does it go? Okay. Oh my gosh. Get.
These
There we
resistors
go.
are awful.
Ah, I hate resistors so much.
Gently spread out the prongs a
I
bit.
spread them all out already.
With the flat side of the transistor facing down
Ooh, looky.
towards us, want to plug the transistors in.
Look at this. Okay, so the middle prong is going to be on the same column as those wires
I got a
on
trio.
each case.
So
Make sure the flat side is facing you.
Yes.
It is, okay. Oh, that's going to be a little bit tricky, wacky.
spread out too much.
Okay. Tricky, wacky.
It's that last prong.
Oh, you got it.
There.
Good
I
one.
hope that's in the right place.
It looks like it is. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with these other wires, the green and the red over there.
Here.
Looks right. Yep. Okay, and one more. Very nice.
Good.
Okay. Make sure all these are kind of in good.
One of them into
Okay, we've done it all.
D50.
Now for the
Fine.
left.
Ooh, leads.
Make note of the long
Prongs
prong
are
and the
long
short
on
prong.
his.
Because
Oh,
when
they are,
we plug
yeah.
it in, we got to make sure that we plug the right prong into the right location. Want to plug in one LED,
I'm gonna go. Oh, which one is the long end?
long prong into A5, short prong into A6.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to end like this.
Okay. Bubbity ba.
And then it just continues with the long prong. on the
Probably
left.
long on the left everywhere, but we'll
Just
see.
The other one, long prong into A11,
Yeah.
short prong into
A11 processor. That's old now.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
That's iPhone 10, I think.
it's not as old as the A8 or the A7.
That's for sure. Okay.
A12.
A14.
A14.
And the last one, long prong into A17.
Short prong and A18.
Processors we have not met yet, and we're
Yes.
not going to see them.
going to be a little while.
Oh.
Right, is that right? We got to go over one more. Yeah, they're all one column away from the resistor. Okay, I think that's all good, and this cap's got to go somewhere.
Bottom's got to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, that too.
Let's get our capacitor.
There's capacitor.
It's kind of hard to
Holy.
see here, but what I did is I spread out the prongs a bit.
That's
One
bananas.
prong went
It's gonna
into the
work.
second column on the top bus.
So right between here.
Yep.
So the long prong, you said?
Long prong in there, yep. And then the short one has got to go right below
I'm gonna need to
this.
I need to splay out more.
Yeah, wowzers. Let me, I think if we splay it, and then we kind of bend it a little at the end.
That looks like what he did. That capacitor must be like,
So it's like if we do here, and then it's going to go in this one right below that. Oh, Lordy, look at what we did.
All right.
All right, we got it in there.
Got it in there.
All righty.
More videos.
And the short prong went into
He
H6.
bent it like to the side. Okay,
Now,
look at that craziness. Yeah, the button's got to be last.
So when plugging into capacitor, we noted that we spread the prongs out quite a bit. We just want to make sure that the exposed prongs here are not touching any of the other components, specifically the left prong
I'll bend
of
it.
this transistor here. Let's
There we
get
go.
3 of the 2-inch
Again?
wires. It makes
More wires.
in them.
Why are we
Plug
doing
them into
this?
the breadboard. One of them into B6.
B6 blue.
And then bottom bus 6, I think.
B6
Or
blue.
5 down there.
B6
blue? Oh my god, this is going to be hard. Are you kidding me? So it goes in the hole right below the right prong of that LED. Are you crazy?
Okay.
Okay, and then into that 5 bottom bus
This is
here.
getting really crowded.
Yeah, it is. Crazy sauce.
Beige sauce.
All right, so that's where that happens. Actually, we can see the other. Oh, don't magnetize that. Okay, we can see the other ones. So again, hole right below the right prong of LED number 2.
And then directly below.
And then down to the bottom bus somewhere. He put it in this hole. Actually, you can put it wherever you want, I think.
Okay.
Look at the color, the wires everywhere.
Yeah.
And finally, this one's a little bit different. It's the same thing, right pin, but all the way at the bottom of the top board.
It's leaning. Okay.
Actually, he wanted it, I don't know if it matters, but he put it down here at the on E on that column. So let's put it there.
Just in case it fails.
Just in case. I don't know why that would matter, honestly, but I don't think it does. And then the other end is going to go to the bottom bus. Again, somewhere. We kind of don't care where, I don't think. I'm going to put it right next to that guy.
Good.
Boy, oh boy.
into E18 and column 9 of the lower bus.
Must be really hard to those
And lastly, we
wires.
have our push button.
Does
which
it
should
matter
already-
where it goes in the bottom bus? I'm looking at it. No, the bottom bus is just a bus.
Yep.
I don't think that makes any difference.
Bus,
And
bus, bus,
lastly,
bus.
we have
And now the button.
which should already be pre-threaded
Yes.
with yellow wire.
Or different color
Make sure
wire.
that the bends are tight.
They're soldered, so we don't have to do that.
minimizes the chances of the 2 ends touching each other.
Yeah.
We're going to plug the wires of the push
boy.
button in such that one end
Oh.
is in E9.
E9.
Where is that?
is
I can't even see the
Well, the
numbers.
10 is a number.
Oh, so it's right
It's
here.
right to the left of it. Yep.
Oh.
All right, and then the other one is gonna
And
go.
then it got trapped in the thing.
It's this
Don't know
guy
where the
here.
other one is.
Notice the wire.
They're all the same color.
And the other wire,
Okay, right above. See that blank hole between the resistor
Yes.
and this thing? Yep, in
Right
there.
here.
Holy crazy!
That's
Okay.
just got to be. We're gonna turn on the backpack soon.
I6.
I think that's about it. Okay.
As before, let's try not to stare at the LED directly overhead.
It's staring
And
at
to minimize eye fatigue, we're going to stare at the LEDs from an angle.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though in the
Through
camera,
all
we're
the
sort of
wires.
looking at them overhead.
So let's see what it's supposed to
Let's
do.
turn on the battery pack.
3,
And notice the
2,
LEDs light up one at a
1.
time.
Nice. Look at
Wow.
that.
Reset the cycle by pushing the push button.
Ooh,
Cool.
that's amazing.
Oh, did you see how they kind of went
They light up
from left to
one
right?
after the other.
1.
Awesome.
Wow,
explain how
you
this
can use
all
that for the
works.
truck thing.
Okay. Okay, he's
All
going to
right.
explain how it works now.
It's gonna be amazing. Wow.
Let's go ahead and build the final circuit.
I bet it's, yep, summary.
So how does this circuit work? Notice here there are a sequence of resistors which follows the electric charge that's leaking out of the capacitor's short prong all the way through to the negative battery wire. Each of these resistors is sort of like the dam which we drew in the previous lesson. At each point of the dam, we connect the leaked electric charge to the base or middle prong of the transistor. Here's one, here's another to the middle prong of that transistor, and here's the last one to the middle prong of this transistor. And we know the middle prong of the transistor controls the on-off of each of the associated LEDs. Here's the intuition of how the cascading dams of resistors is causing the LEDs to light up one at a time as the capacitor charges. Initially, the capacitor is empty. Hence, while it is charging, it is leaking a lot of electric charge through the sequence of resistor dams. At each stage, the electric charge drops a little bit, just like how dams change the water level. Nevertheless, since there's a significant water level at each stage, it keeps each of the PNP transistors off, hence keeping the LEDs off. As the capacitor charges, less electric charge leaks through, causing the water level at the later stages of our resistor dam to become so low that it actually turns on the PNP transistor, lighting on some of the LEDs. And finally, when the capacitor is fully charged, there isn't any electric charge leaking through, causing the water level to be zero at every single stage, resulting in all the PNP transistors being turned on, resulting in all the LEDs being lit. Going back to our circuit, here is our capacitor bucket that's initially empty. Here are our series of resistor dams. And here are, through the short wires, are our connections from the resistor dam, each stage of the resistor dam, to the PNP transistor. When the push button is pressed, the capacitor discharges because we have a closed circuit from the long prong of the capacitor through that resistor, through the wire, back to the short prong of the capacitor.
Cool.
Wow.
So how does this circuit work?
Here you go. Here's how it works. Oh, something is a little bit loose there. But so when you push the button, they all turn off, kind of from one end to the other. Then you let go, and it slowly starts to refill. Something's loose. Look at that. Something's really going weird. It might be this button, honestly. Oh, maybe not. Huh? Weird.
God, that's so funny.
What's it doing? What's the loose part?
There was a phantom spirit in the
I wonder if it's this.
There was a phantom spirit in the circuit.
Seems to be that negative, actually.
I think you fixed that problem where it comes out all the time with this special nifty stuff.
Yeah, but I had to splice the wires. Maybe they're leaking. Nice. And so then we release the button.
It's leaking out of the thing.
This is good.